Okay, we'll just do the two last questions.
Yeah.
So, what are your tips for the do's and don'ts for a guy who's dating a single mom?
Yo,
Oh, just advice, I
I
think.
don't
Yeah.
think there's a manual. Every situation is different. I got into Ndalo's life when he was 15 months.
Mm.
You might be dating someone who has a child who's 5 years
Mm.
and is inquisitive about their parents' dating game. You might have someone where getting closer to the child is more important than your own relationship, and I don't advise that. I think that the most important thing in any relationship is the person that you're dating, which is the mother of the child. The child, it's natural instinct to love a child. So to some, let me say that in inverted commas, to some. But if you're vulnerable enough to enter into a relationship and form a relationship with someone, you then have a teachable spirit to learn how to love the child. I think the first thing to do is just love umuntu ozengayo, because when we met, I didn't meet Tunda. The person who I was attracted to was you. Yeah, but the fact that Dalo was part of the package was okay, but I needed to concentrate on you.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question. What would you say to guys who say they'll never date someone who has a child?
I feel very strongly about this one. Again, taking back to what I said earlier on about me, I came to this relationship with no child. I've got brothers, cousins, and who are now 40, which don't have children outside of wedlock. And I don't judge you for having a child before wedlock. But what I'm trying to say is that you can't say you don't date people who don't have children, yet you are busy making children with other people who you're leaving to be mothers with children. Do you understand? So it's hypocritical of guys to say, hey, Mina, I don't want to date someone who has a child, yet you have 3 or 4 baby mamas out there. Who's supposed to love them? We make it so much about everything else. And then now you are the guy who's causing the drama that I spoke about earlier on, because you don't want your baby mama to date someone else for her to find love and all that. So I think that the most important thing of everything is just, guys, let's be responsible, especially in these times of gender-based violence and all these things. We also have a role to play, as much as it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
And the more we are responsible enough to say that we don't want to have children before,
then there won't be
any baby mamas around.
Yeah.
It's something else if someone passes on, that there's nothing we can do about that. But we need to be responsible enough to not just, because these are your sisters, these are your future mothers, these are future leaders, and we have a broken generation of people because of the small actions that we do now.
Yeah. And for the guys who don't have kids, who say, I don't want to date someone who doesn't have a child because I don't have one as well.
Dude, I think we live in different times. We just need to accept each other for who we are. If you love someone, pursue a relationship with them. And if it works, it works. Whether they have a child or they don't have a child, if it works, it works. And you guys need to make it work. Everything else will fall into place. It's a child is not a mistake; it's a blessing from God, and we need to remember that this is a blessing. This is probably, imagine you marry someone who has a child, whom that child ends up being a president. Then you are a father to a president. Because we never know what God has in store for people.
Yeah, so for the kids as well, and what God wants you to impart.
Exactly. You have a huge role to play, and it's up to you how deep you want to get entrenched in that role. Yeah. But you have a role to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think we will end today's live. I think next week I would like us to talk more about our marriage, us being married and becoming a blended family, and how Usbu, navigated, having a relationship with Undalo. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do next week.
Yeah.
And I've got a surprise for you guys on the third week of this month. So yeah, check that out. See what I'm gonna do in the third week. So yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you for bearing with us with the network issues and the stuff going on. I think what we'll do next week, we'll try and pre-record the message, and post it.
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that, babe. I love you. I love you. But
Okay.
I also believe that the live interactions, there are questions that are being posed that we might not think
Okay,
about.
okay.
Alternatively, if that's not okay with you,
Mm-hmm.
then I would appreciate it if people were to post questions that they would love answered, and
Yeah,
then we'll
they can
pre-record.
inbox us as well.
Yeah, then if that's the case, then we can pre-record. But as long as they have an opportunity to
Ask you questions.
not ask me questions,
Oh, guys,
ask
this
the
was
page.
warming up to this. Like,
I'm not warming up to anything. I love my wife, and this is something that she's doing.
Yay.
So I support what she's doing. So yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much. You did really, really well today.
I know. I mean, I had you by my side. You saw that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming through. I enjoyed this.
Me too.
Yeah, but we need to sign a contract for season 2 because I need payment.
You married to me, that's your payment. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.